something about spring that reinvigorates the senses in the kitchen, whether it is the first soft greens, the earth coming alive, or the fact that everything just feels a little bit more possible. Today we're making a simple frisée salad using some of our local ingredients from Pitney Meadows Community Farm. And this salad is not complicated. All it needs are these fresh ingredients and a little bit of balance. Here we go. It's a very dark April day here. We have had a ton of morning showers, but that is not stopping us from creating this bright salad that is just going to get us in a uplifting mood and be something really great to have right in the middle of the week. I'm going to start by just pulling apart the frisée salad. You can use scissors or a knife to chop this on the board. When I work with salad greens, I enjoy pulling them apart with my hands, so I'm going to go ahead and do that with you while I'm talking. Frisée is something that my husband Jamil and I have loved, and it's become kind of a seasonal ritual for us. We start finding it at farmers markets about this time of year, and it's something that I enjoy through almost the height of the summer heat. It has a bitterness to it and also a coolness, and it's followed by the most wonderful, you can almost hear it, crunch. And it's just very lovely. And the trick to frisée is pairing it with something that is rich and warm, and better yet, both. So I'm going to show you just how we enjoy to prepare our frisée. We usually make this dish with homemade croutons, which we did just a few days ago. But today I have some warm bread that I'm going to be slicing up and dipping with our olive oil that I'll talk to you about in just a minute as well. So now that we have our frisée in our bowl, it's time to talk about what we're going to be putting in it. When I mentioned going to the farmer's market to pick this up and it's showing up, this is something that my husband and I started eating almost a decade ago, I think, in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, when the farmer's market in Fort Greene became part of our weekend activity and routine. And so living upstate and outside of Saratoga Springs now, we do enjoy growing our own food at home. We do enjoy going to the farmer's market, but a lot of the produce that we check out on a weekly basis is at the farm stand at Pitney Meadows Community Farm. And so from Pitney Meadows, we have these lovely carrots that I have just very thinly sliced. I'm going to be adding all of those to the salad today. And then we're going to top it off with another local favorite. And I find that supporting these local businesses and local farms is just so much fun. And so for the dressing today, we are going to be using Saratoga Olive Oil Company's Fern Leaf Dill. It is a great, light, bright olive oil. It is seasonal. It feels like spring. The fern leaf dill in particular is just packed with flavor, and you can just put as much in as you prefer to enjoy. I always end up, almost always, adding a bit of fresh squeezed lemon right into the salad dressing as well. So I've already squeezed that out for us today. And I like to put some salt in at the beginning. This is a fleur de sel. Use whatever kind of heavier, coarse salt that you might have. And then just start to toss it. And anything that we pick up from the farm stand, you see I have some kale in here, some beets. If it ends up not getting used for a salad or we run out of time, I just am all about using what you have. And so those ingredients, if they don't get used in a recipe over the next couple of days, get thrown into a smoothie. I feel good about supporting our local farmers, and everything tastes just a little bit better. I mentioned before that turning the frisée into an entree is always done best when you're using something warm or rich and fulfilling. And so adding in a bit of fresh avocado does just that. I'm going to go ahead and use the whole avocado here today. This is also the point during the recipe where I would add in any croutons. I usually make them ahead of time. It takes about 20 minutes. I like to saute them first on the stovetop before putting them into the oven. And I have a few more little treats that we'll be adding to the top of the salad today as well. All right, so I'm adding a whole small shallot that I have sauteed with olive oil earlier this morning. And I'm going to layer that in. It's great served warm or cold. I prefer them both ways. It's really the warmth of some type of bread or crouton. And what I'm about to share with you is that we are going to be using poached eggs this morning to top off our salads after we plate them. So that's what we'll be up to next. All right, before I go ahead and add the poached eggs, which we'll be doing in just a moment, I wanted to prepare some of the fresh bread, especially if we're not doing croutons in the salad. I happen to have this fresh baguette from the market. And what's great about the baguette today is that the olive oil that we have to pair with it is so fresh and springy that it's a treat all on its own. Plus, the kids absolutely love dipping their bread in anything pretty much, but olive oil especially. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the lemons from this little plate here, and then go ahead, add a little bit of the olive oil and set this plate out. A little bit of salt again for whoever would like to come and have a treat. Okay, so we're ready to plate our salads while the eggs are boiling. And this is really a great meal because it's fun to leisurely sit down, especially on a weekend, over the newspaper, sitting outside if it's nice enough, and take your time enjoying this meal. Now, a little trick, not everyone likes this. I enjoy putting just a teeny bit of honey drizzled right on the top, just to give it a little bit of a surprise right at the end. And what I love the most about this honey in particular, this is sold in Chardon, Ohio, in my hometown where I grew up, at the apple farm that I worked on in high school. And there's nothing more nostalgic to me than honey with a handwritten label. This has been around for years, and one day I will miss this person's handwriting, but for now, we continue to pick it up every time we go home and bring it back here to New York. All right, so now we have our poached eggs. And again, as a reminder, it is dishes like this that don't have to be complicated or complex to be beautiful. It's really about noticing what is in season, what is growing right now, what is at its best. And that is truly the heart of seasonal living. All right, and that is it, my friends. Top with a little bit of fresh pepper. And we hope that you enjoy welcoming spring into your home and kitchen, and we hope that you will be joining us back here again soon in our studio kitchen. Have a great week.